Okay, this is Alex from PHP Academy creating this tutorial set for the new Boston. Now, we're up to the point in our forms where we're looking from the previous example about how do we create a form and about the action and the method, like you can see here. We're now going to talk about how we use PHP to pick up these variables. Now, at the moment, we're processing 3 variables through the get method, and this is day, date and year, and we can see this in our browser by here. Now at the moment we're processing these, however we need our PHP page to pick these variables up, and we want to do something with them. We need them to be processed and displayed back to the user in this example. So in PHP now, what we want to do is we want to create first of all a few checks. The first check we need to do is, does it exist? Or in real terms, has it been submitted? Submitted. So this is the first thing we need to check for. The second thing we need to check for is it empty? So, or in actual terms, does the value equal null? Or does it equal nothing? So for now I'm going to put null because it's the same thing. So the third thing we need to do is display back to user. And in this whole process, the third process, we need to grab it from the URL. So we need to grab this variable here, the contents of this variable and the contents of this variable. And it's easier than you might think. So let's put these in a comment just here, just so we can keep an eye on them. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is do this, the point 1, does it exist? And to do this, we set up an if statement, we create a block, and we say if is set, and this is a function, so is set, inside of it we need to do $_ get. This is how we declare the get, or this is how we grab from the get variable associative array, day. Now what this is doing is it's checking if we've in fact submitted the form, and this here is there, and which it is at the moment. I mean, even if we submit it without any data, this still means it's set. It's set, it doesn't equal anything, but it's still set. So in fact, maybe before we proceed with this itself, we can have a look at just echoing them out normally. So if I was to echo $_ get day, let's type in a day here, Monday, click submit, and you can see it's echoed Monday. So it's taking this value here using this structure, and it's just echoing it straight onto the page above the form. Now this is obviously really unsafe. We could be dealing with processing anything really, so we need to check if it's set first of all, if it's empty, and then we need to re-declare some variables and use the HTML entities function to sort of process any HTML code that might be input into them as text to be displayed. But we'll come to that later. So if is set day, as long as that equals true, we can continue with this block. But we also need to say and is set, using exactly the same format for this, is set date, and is set $_ get year. So as long as we've clicked the submit button and all these form fields have been submitted as a variable, we're okay. Okay? Otherwise we're not. So otherwise we're not going to display anything. So let's go back to the index.php as it is. So day, date and year, we click submit, okay, that means it's been submitted, the form has been submitted. Now inside of this we need to make a few more checks. So we need to say if not empty, we're using another function here which is the empty function, in fact now what we can do before we do that is we can redeclare these variables. So day equals $_ get day, and then date equals $_ get date, year equals $_ get year. Now we can say if is not empty day with the $, and not empty date and not empty year, we can echo OK. Otherwise, we want to say fill in all fields. So let's test this. Back to our index page. If I click submit, fill in all fields. Fill in all fields. Now, if we do type in, say, Monday and 31st, but we forget to enter the year, we're still checking for all of them. So it still says fill in all fields. So Monday, 3/1, and 2011, click submit, and it's OK. So now what we can do is we can display these out to the user in this format. So echo, it is day, space, date, space, year, and that's it. So as long as, let's go back to our index.php page, as long as we enter Monday 3/1/2011 or enter anything in here and we click submit, it will just be displayed like this.